My name is Janet Kubik. A few years ago, my life drastically changed when I began to experience what is called a soul awakening. Since that time, I went from blindly believing that spirit existed to being able to connect with them directly and receive messages from them. When I asked why this was happening to me, I was told this. It is about making those of you who are still walking in the human experience aware of the love, support, and guidance that is present for you. And your job is simply to share what you are given. And so, this is me, sharing spirit.
Hey, you might not know me, but you will. My name is Stacy K. Oh, show me what I'm working with. Is it gonna be a mess? Think I gotta cover it.
The first thing that comes forward is there's some connection to an aunt. An aunt of yours?
Okay.
Okay. So, and I also will preface by saying that I found through doing this that as you would expect, I guess, from this kind of thing, I connect with spirit who's passed, but I also connect with spirit or energy of people who are still here and walking with us.
Right.
Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're trying to put together these references and trying to connect these references. So I definitely very much get an aunt.
Okay.
It feels connected to your mother's side.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, am I supposed to, if I say, do I listen first and then comment after?
You
or
say as much or as little as you like.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever feels right to you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a conversation.
Yeah.
So just jump in whenever you feel like it. So it's aunt, and it definitely feels connected to your mother's side. And this person, I get like this. She's so excited you're here.
Okay, I'm already freaking out. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. No, go ahead.
This is all that my Auntie Gail does all the time.
Perfect.
That is literally the movement that she does with her hands. Anyway, continue.
Awesome.
You're literally just acting like it's freaking me out. Anyway, continue.
So that's the other thing that you will find is that often when a spirit is connecting fairly strongly, my body will start to just do things.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly why, but obviously it means something for you. So she is just really, really excited.
Okay.
Okay, that you're here today. And again, I'll also say too that if we start getting into something that's personal for you, that you choose or you prefer not to talk about, that's totally fine. You just let me know and I shut him down.
Yeah, sure.
Okay? Sometimes spirit wants to get to the heart of the matter. And if there's issues or anything that needs addressing, then they kind of want to just jump right in there. And then along with that, I keep hearing the question over and over again, what are you so worried about?
Oh, I don't know. Don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet, yeah.
So I'm just going to keep listening for her this time. She says, what are you so worried about? Everything is going to be just fine. She says the path that you've chosen is one that is absolutely the best that is suited for you. So don't ever doubt it. And she says, and she doesn't. She knows. It's like, you know, with your whole being that this is what you're about. This is why you're here. This is what you're meant to do. She says, but in choosing that career path, there are struggles that are, that will accompany that path. She says, but so somebody says, you needn't worry so.
Oh.
Okay, so when we get into language that's kind of like that, it starts to feel more like guides speaking as opposed to loved ones who have passed. But I'm hearing the word Broadway.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm just sort of trying to ask, did you see something on Broadway or were you inspired by...
We saw The Color Purple.
Oh!
Which was really weird too.
Because
we saw The Color Purple and
go.
it was the best musical I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
It was amazing.
Because you're saying there was something about it that touched you on a really deep core level. And I feel like we might be starting to get a little bit deeper here because they're talking about connecting with a pain or with some deep-rooted pain that exists within your being. It doesn't necessarily feel connected to this lifetime. So I don't know what your thoughts are or on past lives or past life experiences, but it feels like this is something that you're carrying forward. So the statement that just came forward was, you lost a love at that time.
This would be something that I wouldn't know personally right now because it was in a different...
because it feels like it's coming from past life, and I get the number 3, which means I think that it could have been 3 lifetimes ago. And then they say, but you found him again.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that's really beautiful. Somebody tells me you're blissfully happy.
Yes. I feel like I actually always have been, but, and there's always different people that kind of popped into my life, but yeah, like that's a very good description of it.
Okay. And then the other phrase I heard was, this one's a keeper. So just so you know.
Amazing.
I feel like we might be sort of shifting gears a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of hone in because it almost feels like somebody is stepping back and somebody else is stepping forward. Grandma on your mother's side.
Okay.
Still here?
Yes. Yeah.
And sometimes when I bring up people who are still here, people all of a sudden panic and they go, oh, are you trying to tell me something?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah. No.
so just so you know, no.
Yeah. No.
It's not ominous.
No, but I was trying to think. I'm like, oh, you literally mean like my mom's mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the message is not. Excuse me. The message doesn't feel ominous, but there is some connection. Is there a Cancer connection to her or to her side of the family?
Mm-hmm. Not specifically her though.
Right. Did she lose someone to Cancer?
Yes. Her husband.
Okay. He needs her to know that he's still with her.
Okay.
Okay? I just heard the name Paul. So I don't know if you have any connections to the name Paul, but we'll just write it down.
Sure, yeah.
And see if it connects at any time. Is there any connection to a nursing home with your nanny?
Yes.
Yeah.
You worked out one for all of her life.
It feels like there's a connection between Paul and this nursing home and your grandma. Or your nanny.
I think her and Polly worked at it together. Or I don't know. That might be of where they met, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. I'm gonna.
Oh, that's
I'll
okay.
ask
Yeah,
later.
we can double check later, but I think it feels like that's where
Maybe.
because they keep doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
So I feel like that's maybe where the connection is. But Polly is not really necessarily of your concern at this time. So we'll just ask if... Polly's being a little bit insistent.
Oh my goodness.
So it does feel like a female energy, and she says, no, but I need to be heard. I need to be heard. So if you're okay with that, we'll give her an opportunity to just... She needs to tell Nanny, and it's funny because she didn't call her your nanny. She just said... it's like Nanny needs to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay? And she says that your nanny did more for her than anybody ever realized.
Okay. That's so nice.
Yeah. And she's talking about how great it is there.
Oh.
Where she is.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that she's going to be excited when the time comes, but she's like,
don't worry about it.
yeah, don't worry about it. But when the time comes, she will be excited to welcome Nanny. And again, it's funny because she doesn't say your nanny. She just says Nanny.
That's just her name. Like everyone just calls her that.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
No one ever says like your nanny or like whatever. Like her, like my family calls her just Nanny.
Nanny.
Yeah.
Okay, because she keeps emphasizing
Yeah.
this and asking me to bring that forward.
That's how I would know Nanny as kind of thing. So yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And she talks about welcoming and how Nanny was very welcoming to her and made her feel welcome. Because it almost feels like when she went into this nursing home, whether she worked there or she was someone who was living there, it was a big transition for her and it was rough. Mm-hmm. And Nanny made it easier.
Okay.
So she really wants to say thank you, and she will happily, joyously, gladly return the favor when Nanny arrives.
Amazing.
And she says thank you, and she's going to go now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, she just wanted to speak her piece. And oh, it's so cute. She says, oh, and I'm one of your biggest fans.
Oh my goodness.
She's talking about you. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I feel like your nanny is very proud.
Yes.
Yes, like apple of the eye kind of a thing. She's very proud of you and what you do, and I feel like that was part of their relationship in some way.
Okay.
So whether they, you know, talked about you or she showed her music videos, so she wants you to know that she's supporting you.
Okay.
And she will remain she puts it, I will remain a member of her audience. Is how she puts it.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
Annie, it's Stacy. I wanted to tell you something that just happened and I need to ask you some questions. So today I spoke to somebody, she is a medium.
Good.
Yeah. So one thing that she said was, I'm getting something about like a grandma or something, but it's on your mom's side. And she said, but she's still here, right? And I was like, yes. And she said, okay, well, and then she mentioned the name Paul. Did you meet Polly and then she said, I'm feeling like a connection to a nursing home. Did your nanny work at a nursing home, or did your nanny have a connection to a nursing home? And I said, I know. And I said, yeah, she worked at one for a really long time. Did you meet Polly at all at the nursing home? Or,
no, I met her in Vancouver.
Oh, okay. Was Polly in a nursing home by the end?
Yes, she was at the end.
Okay, so what?
She died there.
In the nursing home. Okay. So she said to me that she did feel as if a female came through and that it was Polly, and that Polly wanted to say that the transition was hard going into the nursing home. She didn't like it. But
No, she didn't.
But she wanted to say thank you very much for everything that you did, and that you meant more to her than you know, kind of thing. Like that the things that you did really were helpful.
Called all the time,
Yeah, and then she also said that she was my big fan. She was a fan of me singing.
Oh, she was. God, she talked about you all the time.
And she said she said she's still a fan, and that
Well, she literally is. She talked about you all the time. She loved you.
and she said that where she is right now is awesome, that it's great, and that not meaning anytime soon, but when you come there, she's excited.
Yeah. Did you ask her when I was going to die?
No, Nanny.